Hey guys, how you going? This is BillyEatWorld again, and well, it's only a couple of days now until Battlefield 5 Tides of War Chapter 2 Lightning Strikes finally comes out. And as I've said in some of my recent videos, with every patch there's bound to be some new weapon tweaks, and so that's what we're going to talk about in this video. In a nutshell, there's quite a few changes in this patch, but the big winners, as expected, are the Medic and the Recon classes. So the question is, how will this affect you? Have DICE buffed or nerfed one of your favorite guns? Well, stay tuned, because that's what we're going to get into right now. Alright, so to kick off, the first thing I want to take a look at is some changes that have been made to the stance modifier, which is going to affect basically everyone in-game. And pretty much what DICE have done here is reduce the vertical recoil reduction by 5% when crouched, or 10% when prone, which makes changing stance a little bit less effective. Another thing they've also done is change this modifier so that it doesn't stack with the bipod, which basically makes guns like SMG'S much less effective at longer ranges. So sorry to you support players out there, you may not be able to counter snipe people with your MGs anymore, but at least it will make bipodding on cover consistent with bipodding when you're prone. Now, speaking of cover, well, another thing DICE have done is changed it so that fortifications are a bit more effective now, which is something that I've been asking for quite a while. And firstly, well, when you're behind cover, explosive damage is going to be properly reduced now, and not just that, it's also going to take multiple grenade or PANZERFAUST hits to take out things like sandbags. Speaking of the PANZERFAUST, well, that stupid delay before firing has thankfully been removed, but on the other hand, good news for tankers, they've nerfed its damage again. But on the other hand, if you're a pilot, well, maybe you might want to watch out, because they've also changed it so it's now a guaranteed one-hit kill against all types of aircraft. Alright, so still on the topic of secondary weapons and gadgets, well, something interesting DICE have also done is increase the max damage range of throwing knives to 10 meters from 6.5 meters. And not just that, they've also buffed the rate that you can throw them as well. So all in all, that's going to make these little guys a much more viable recon gadget option from now on. Also, speaking of more viable recon options, well, you'll definitely want to consider using the Webley Mark 6 revolver now, because they've basically almost doubled its damage. And now it's anywhere from a 2 to a 5-shot kill, and especially it's got a 3-hit kill range of out to 30 meters, which is a seriously great improvement for anyone who needs to rely on their sidearm. Now, secondary weapons aren't the only way recons have been buffed in this patch. DICE have also made quite a few changes to scope glint. And technically they have nerfed medium and high-powered scopes by making them more visible from longer distances, but overall the changes to the medium scopes are pretty damn positive. Firstly, the glint on these scopes is now smaller and less intense than on the higher-powered scopes, which is really good news if you like the Recon SLRs. And not just that, but the glint from medium scopes will actually also drop off over longer distances, so you won't stand out like a sore thumb, hopefully, to snipers from across the map. Now, obviously, any weapon patch change is bound to address the best guns in the game, and for a lot of people, the M1A1 and the M1907 would be at the top of that list. And in a nutshell, they've both been nerfed a fair bit, in particular in terms of vertical recoil, which should make them both much less effective at mid to long range. Another thing I should mention though, which is good news hopefully for other weapons with similar issues in the future, is that the M1907 has had extended mags equipped by default, and they've replaced that option with the recoil buffer instead. Because according to DICE, the weapon wasn't really that effective without it, which kind of broke its spec tree by forcing you to pick that particular path every single time. But finally, last but not least, the big winners in this patch are the SMG'S, which have apparently been improved at mid-range with buffs to recoil and accuracy. And not just that, but DICE have also apparently tweaked how accuracy recovers out of sprinting in general, which should make them more effective in CQB as well, as your hip-fire spread should be much tighter if you're on the move. Also, specifically, I should mention that DICE have nerfed the Tommy gun, though, by changing its ported barrel upgrade, which apparently will make it a little bit harder to control. And not just that, but another thing that's interesting is that they've also reduced the recoil of the SUOMI to bring it into line with this one, and they've also buffed its reload time when it's not using extended mags. But anyway, guys, that just about wraps up this video. So, as always, let me know what you think about these patch notes in the comment section below. And also, just bear in mind that I have handpicked the best points for this video. So, if you do want to check out the full patch notes, I'll leave that link in the description down below for you to check out. As always, though, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And please feel free to check out the links in the description if you want to see any more of these videos. And also, don't forget you can find my Twitter and Discord links down there as well if you want to keep in touch. And as always, until next time, see you later and have a good one.